Today, we will be united as one under the grace of God. Our journey to this day has been incredible. The memories that we have created thus far are truly precious. I cannot wait to create many more. I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed. I love you more with each passing day. You are simply stunning. I love the way you brighten up any room and create instant joy wherever you go. I love the fact that we can solve our problems together. Storm door, ha! You have been my #1 fan from the beginning, and you have encouraged me to chase my dreams, and I want to say thank you. I love you a bushel and a peck. I love you more, Taylor.
We have been through so much together. Over the last 8 years, there's no one else that I would rather have to be by my side. Our love has always been so simple, which is what I love the most about it. Since the very beginning, we have fit together so naturally, and deep down I always knew you were the one.
Beloved, we are gathered here today in the presence of God and these witnesses to unite Taylor Finnewald and Emily Rowe in the bonds of holy matrimony. Friends and family, you were invited here to share this moment with Emily and Taylor because you are the people who mean the most to them and their families. The understanding and mutual respect that they bring to their lives together had its roots in love, friendship, and guidance you have given them. You are their community. Emily and Taylor would like to thank each of you for being with them today. Most of you have shared in their best and their worst days, and you're an irreplaceable part of their yesterdays, their today, and all of their tomorrows. Lord, thank you for this beautiful day you have given us to unite these two in marriage. Thank you for their friends and family. I pray that their marriage would glorify you and that they would stay true to one another. I pray for your blessings on this new young family and the events of today. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I wanted to give you guys a quick challenge before we get to the rings and the vows. You guys are embarking on a new journey. In the very first book of the Bible, we learn of God's plan for marriage. He says, first, you are to leave your father and mother. Second, you are to be joined to your wife. And lastly, you are to become one flesh. First, I want to challenge you to leave well. Taylor, I want to say to you today that Emily is your bride. Something is changing here today. Emily is leaving behind her old life as she knew it to now become your wife. Your new family begins today. If the Lord sees fit to bless you with children, don't say that you're starting a family then. The two of you are starting a family right here today. Don't forget that you two are a family long before the children ever come. Taylor, you have a new responsibility, a responsibility you have never had before. Your relationship with Emily should have the highest priority of any relationship you have on earth. You should listen to each other first. In making decisions, you should ask each other first. In showing love, you should love each other first. When you come home, don't greet the dog or the kid first. Greet each other first. Second, God instructs the husband to be joined to his wife. So for the sake of rhyming, cleave well. Give your life and energy to getting to know each other above anyone else on earth. You will probably know more about each other than you probably would like to know. Get to know each other's likes, dislikes, strengths, weaknesses, dreams, fears. Encourage your strengths and show grace and mercy with each other's weaknesses. Emily, be a student of Taylor. Taylor, get a PhD in Emily. Ask questions of one another. Trust and confide in one another. It won't be easy, but honestly share your thoughts and feelings. Again, I say cleave well. Finally, God says you are to become one flesh, so weave well. Like strands of grass are woven together to form a single strong basket, Emily and Taylor, you are to weave your lives together and become as one. As you give your life to getting to know each other, you begin to act and think as one. Seek to finish each other's sentences. Seek to know what the other person is thinking. You are to become one in every way, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You will not seek intimacy and comfort from any other person. Your life goals are to be the same, and the direction you head should be the same. This is God's plan for marriage. Leave well, cleave well, and weave well. So first, you will make your vows to one another, and then the rings. The moral fiber of a nation has as one of its pillars the sacredness of the marriage vow. As the home goes, so goes the nation. Emily and Taylor, I am honored to be a part of this special day. So being assured that no legal, moral, or religious barrier hinders this proper union, would you please repeat after me the following words? Taylor, I'll ask you to make your vows first. I, Taylor, take you, Emily.
I, Taylor, take you, Emily.
To be my lawful and wedded wife.
My lawful and wedded wife.
I promise to love and cherish you.
I promise to love and cherish you.
To honor and sustain you.
To honor and sustain you.
In sickness and in health.
And in sickness and in health.
In poverty as in wealth.
In poverty as in wealth.
The bad that may darken our days.
The bad that may darken our days.
In the good that may lighten our way.
And the good that may lighten our way.
And I will be true to you in all things.
I will be true to you in all the ways.
Until death alone shall part us.
Until death alone shall part us.
I, Emily, take you, Taylor.
I, Emily, take you, Taylor,
To be my lawful and wedded husband.
to be my lawful and wedded husband.
I promise to love and cherish you.
I promise to love and cherish you,
To honor and respect you.
to honor and respect you,
To sustain you in sickness and in health.
to sustain you in sickness and in health,
In poverty as in wealth.
and in poverty as in wealth,
In the bad that may darken our days.
in the bad that may darken our days,
In the good that may lighten our way.
in the good that may lighten our way.
And I will be true to you in all things.
And I will be true to you in all things,
Until death alone shall part us.
until death alone shall part us.
May I have the rings? These rings represent your commitment, and every day that you are to be a reminder of the promise that you made to each other this day. Taylor, you will now place this ring upon the third finger of Emily's left hand and hold it as you answer this question. Do you, Taylor, give this ring to Emily as a token of your love for her?
I do.
Emily, will you wear this ring as a token of your love for Taylor?
I will.
Emily, you will now place this ring upon the third finger of Taylor's left hand and hold it as you answer this question. Do you, Emily, give this ring to Taylor as a token of your love for her?
I do.
Him? Sorry.
I do.
Taylor, will you wear this ring as a token of your love for Emily?
I will.
Well, based upon the making of your vows to one another and the exchanging of the rings, I now, acting in the authority vested in me by the laws of the triune God, pronounce you husband and wife in the presence of God and these witnesses, and whom therefore God hath joined together, let no man separate. Taylor, you may kiss your bride. It is with great pleasure that I present to you for the first time as husband and wife, Taylor and Emily Finnewald.
So if you don't know, I'm Taylor's dad, Jeff, and I've known Emily for about 8 years. When I started coming down here at the weekends, every weekend when Taylor was playing baseball at Florence Darlington Tech, that's what brought him down here to Florence, South Carolina to play baseball at Tech. And after I was coming down here, I got to meet Emily. I got to see this cute little bubbly redhead, and Taylor said, "This is Emily." I said, "Oh, okay," not thinking too much about it. But Emily liked baseball, and I liked baseball, and Taylor liked baseball. So I said, "Well, it must be okay then." But to make a long story short, Taylor's mother, Jill, and I are just so very happy and over the moon for Emily coming into Taylor's life. I mean, there had to be something for him to come down here, and something in God's plan, whose ever plan, for the two of them to get together. Taylor being a boy from Virginia, and Emily being a local girl from here in Florence, South Carolina, to get together at Florence Darlington Tech, and not only get together, but continue that relationship over 8 years. And for Emily to mold Taylor into the man that he is today. But no, we definitely saw a change in our son, not only just coming down here, but once him and Emily started dating, and you could really tell that the two of them were just fed off of each other, and in a most positive way and sense of every word of that expression. So Emily, welcome to our family.
All right, so I got a speech, guys. I've never made a speech before at a wedding, ever. I'm just going to jump on in because, well, my heart's racing, like Taylor's has been all day. Okay, so, man, I want to bring it back to the first time that I met Taylor and Emily. Let's breathe. It was Katie and I have been going to Francis Marion for a couple months now. It's Katie's birthday. And I said, "Hey, babe, why don't we have a couple friends and go out to dinner on Friday night?" She's like, "Perfect." I'm like, I have no clue who's going to be there, right? She's like, it's Friday night. Taylor and Emily walk in, right? I'm thinking, God, who is this truck driving, Southern, stereotypical baseball player, right? I'm thinking to myself, oh man, what's this guy going to be like? But after getting to know him, man, he's totally just way more than that. I want to tell you guys a couple stories real quick. The first thing that I want to say is I think the most interesting thing is, like, he's got this whatever it takes thing about him to just get whatever it is done, right? So last month, they came to Charleston. They came where Katie and I live. Say hi, fiance. Say hi. So she's gorgeous, I know. Anyway, so they come to Charleston last month. We go out in the boat. It is me, Katie, Taylor, and Emily, my father, and our 2 dogs, okay? My dog had been on the boat many times before, so she is up there, hair blowing in her wind, taking the whole thing in. And Taylor's sitting there, and he's got his dog on the leash, kind of holding him down. I'm like, okay, at this point, we're going about 30, 40 miles an hour. I'm thinking, Taylor, why don't you just let your dog off the leash, right? He's like, hey, that's not a good idea. You know how he talks. Emily says, he's gonna jump. Before we ended the conversation, we're still going 40 miles an hour. He's still connected to the leash, and he jumps off the boat. Right? Everybody goes into panic mode except for Taylor. Taylor quickly takes off his hat, takes off his glasses, throws his shirt off, and jumps off of a moving boat. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if he's willing to do that for his dog, what's he gonna do for her, right? And so, yeah, that's just, I still think about it to this day. Like, what in the world? The next thing that I want to talk about is, man, Katie, I'm drawing a blank. What's the next part? Really am. Yep. Huh? Help me out here, guys. Oh man, okay, I gotcha. All right, this part, sorry about that, technical difficulties here. So Taylor is, got this, all right, let's just put it like this. It does not matter how late we stay up, right? Even last night, this guy is always there, 6 a.m. in the morning, making everybody breakfast, right? Bringing a cup of coffee to Emily. I'm like, this guy's he's doing the thing right. Now Katie thinks I should be doing that. Thanks, Taylor. I appreciate that, man. Another thing that shows big determination that Taylor has been doing, I don't know if everybody knows this in the room, this guy has been working 2 jobs, and he's going through his MBA school, which he's about to finish, which is huge. While planning a wedding through COVID. So, man, I gotta tell you, man, that's some real determination, whatever it takes. The biggest thing is Katie and I, we've really enjoyed kind of coming through life, with all these different steps. We're so happy for you guys. I know you guys, baseball player over here, come on. I know you guys are really going to knock this wedding out of the park. This whole marriage thing, you got it.
Time unfold right before my eyes. The union that we were all lucky enough to witness here tonight, I really believe that God wrote in the stars. And the bond that these two share, not only as a couple, but as best friends, is one that I feel like gives everyone a little bit of hope. Emily, Taylor, I love you both so much, and I am so excited to see where life is going to take you. To Emily and Taylor, Benwald, marriage modern enough to survive the times and old-fashioned enough to last forever.